Hello, it's John Williams. Welcome to my shop again. Things have been pretty busy, I think, since the last time I posted anything. We've been to Montana to visit my sister and got a little crazy out there, and I shipped some firewood home to see what I could do with it, and I'll show you a couple pictures of what came of it.
This is wood out of my sister's firewood pile. I'm told it's larch pine. Came out pretty.
Also, while we're in Montana, I know I got challenged for the ALS by my good friend Steve Ogle, and I planned on doing it out there, but I did record something to kind of tell you my excuse why I didn't do it. Take a look. All right, Steve Ogle, I'm backing down. I'm not going to do this thing on a glacier. It is too cold up here. We're at Logan's Pass in Montana in Glacier National Park. We're going to wait and do an ice bucket challenge when I get back to Tampa, and it's warm. I'm no fool. Thanks for the challenge, though. So all that being said, I will get to it, Stephen. I hadn't forgot about it, but we got back from Montana the next week. I decided to get into my first art show. And I was very pleased, very successful for me. Sold over 20 pieces and made a nice little bit of change. And went very well. Here's some pictures of the booth I had set up.
My wife and I scrambled around this week and borrowed a tent and ended up buying a bunch of crates to transport and set the pieces on. All in all, it came out pretty nice, and again, as I said, it was a successful day, so I was happy with that.
About the art show, one of the things that I got some orders for there were the wooden mugs. And what I'm doing right now, I had pre-turned some of these blanks. These are hickory to make into mugs, and I've just been pre-turning tenons so that I can just turn them around and begin hollowing things out. So once I get that done, I'm going to let them dry. It is green wood, and got some cypress and those, and I've got about 8 or 9 other ones that I need to get done. And to speed things along, I decided the opening part, if I could kind of had a start in the beginning, I bought this 2 7/8 inch drill, which is just a little smaller than what the hole required. So I'm going to drill out the first inch or so with this, whatever the measurements required, I can't remember exactly, and then follow that up, going out down to the bottom as the instructions say with my 2 1/8. So that's going to help me, I hope, speed things along, and we'll see if my lathe wants to drive this all the way in. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to give it a try and see. Obviously running on a low speed and get all the torque I can. But that's the plan for the day. I've got several more of these coming, so we're going to go ahead and get a tenon turned, and you guys have probably seen that before and done that, but just show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Alright, this goes pretty quick. There you can see, got my blank turned in there, and got my caliper set to the diameter I'm trying to get to. And I know most of you have done a lot of tenons, you kind of already have a feel for it. So I'll grab my bowl gouge and we'll get to turning. Done. And I'll just keep working through the rest of them until we get them turned out, and then we'll come back and start pre-drilling. So I've got about 6 or 8 of them more to go. Alright, I got all the tenons turned, so I'm going to try it out, see how this beast works, cutting them out, and see if I can save any time with this. So here we go. This is Alright, for the hollowing, I'm going to use my homemade boring bar. It's got the little 3/8 inch Captain Eddie carbide bit on it. I've been using this for quite a while. It really works well. So now all I need to do is widen this up just a hair and smooth from that gap to the back, and hopefully it'll be a little faster. Well, that's one thing I was wondering about, with that thing extended out that far. Take a short time out. Let me set up my steady rest. I think that's going to help me a lot. Alright, welcome back. I got a little ahead of myself. I've been kind of reshaping the blanks, as you see, and kind of reverse chucking them into this it's a Nova soft chuck that you can turn. So I've turned this to match up with the inside diameter and expand it so it'll hold it. And obviously here I had a little crack I was feeling with some black epoxy to blend in on this hickory. So this one has already been turned, but anyway, you know what I'm doing. I've just got them reversed, and so what I'm doing now is just getting ready to sand them and turn the bottom and sand it, cut it off of the blank. So that's what I'm doing, and it's kind of next to the last step. After this, I'll be ready to finish. So let me go turn on my exhaust fan and look at doing a little sanding. Yeah, I'm proud of that. It's pretty delicate when you get down there, so we'll just have to sand that as best we can. But anyway, get this thing checked back up. I got the fumbles. Squeaky belt. get to the finishing stage, and I apologize. I think I deleted a couple of the videos I've made, so the continuity here may be a little crazy, but I'll get it fixed up somehow and make sense of it all. But basically, just going through production of making these coffee mugs. I've had a lot of interest, a lot of orders, and what I wanted to do, here's one that's all finished up, and this is out of hickory, and the lights and darks are really pretty striking. And if you can see that finish, it's actually coated with epoxy, and really pops out the color and really gives it something good to look at. But the trouble with the epoxy is it's very difficult to do without getting drips. But I don't know if you can see it, but there's no drips on there due to this little machine I've got here. And what it does, it just rotates. Very slowly rotates the mugs as the epoxy is setting up. And that's what I'm getting ready to finish them now. But I've been going through the production, and I think that that large bit I bought was not really that much of a help. I was kind of hoping it would be, but got into doing a lot of different ones, and obviously recognize that as Norfolk pine. And these are some I've done for my sister. That are just, this is a piece of firewood that was in her lot out there at her cord of wood out there in Montana. And I turned the bottom out of it and ended up putting a little piece of Brazilian cherry on the bottom just because I happen to have a little piece. So anyway, what I want to do is kind of show you what I go through to get the finish on them, and then I'll give you a little better look at the machine and what I did with a little gear motor, and we'll go from there. But what I do, just taping up, I hope you can see that, but I just tape up and leave just a little bit of the shiny showing. And as I put on the epoxy, then it fills up the gaps there, so you get a good liquid seal for anybody that's going to wash the mugs out. Still probably not dishwasher safe, but I think they're a whole lot more toward it. But as you can see, I turned these on the lathe, and I've got a pretty heavy shaft here we'll look at in a minute, but I've got a little screw there that holds this on, 1 inch. This is a 1 inch shaft, and then I've got this little disc, so that supports the end, and you get it on there, and it's nice and snug. And once we get the epoxy on, and begin rotating. But let me take you around and show you another little view of the machine. And, pretty simple. Well, this is the heart of the machine. It's just a little gear motor, and I think when you see the size of the what it's driving, it kind of looks ridiculous until I explain I'm going to be doing some sinks as well. But anyway, that little gear motor does fine. The belts are loose because it's less force on them, but it's 4 RPM, which seems to be just fine. It rotates rotates everything just fast enough, and it's got enough power to do it. And because everything is balanced, it's not really pushing that much weight. But as you can see, I've got these 1 inch with these pellet blocks, which I don't know, $4 or $5 at Harbor Freight, Northern Tools, and a little 1 inch shaft I picked up, some pulleys, not a whole lot of money, and so it's rotating. So this way I can also, and I'll come back when I'm doing some sinks and talk to you about that, but I can mount a chuck on here to hold the sink, so I can put epoxy on the sinks in the same way. And my wife's after me to do a vessel sink for our other bathroom, so I'm gonna get that going soon. But anyway, this is what we do with it, and now we'll go mix up some epoxy and get the last coats going. That's the epoxy I'm using, and I'm just putting it on. The wood has been sealed with shellac and cured for a day or so and sanded, and that means I can get it coated in just one coat. And obviously the shellac dries pretty quick, but this came from fiberglass coatings in St. Pete. I'm sure something similar is available elsewhere, but this is what they use and surfboards. It's super clear, and probably takes about an hour to set up. And really, it's just so darn clear. It looks great. And that's it. So anyway, we're going to mix some up and put it on. All right, what I've done, just real cheap. Got a little plastic cup, marked it. It's 2 to 1. There's the 2 and there's the 1. Kind of gauged it out, and so far so good. Just mix it up really well. That's one of the key things with it. And accuracy helps. That's why I like mixing it on something a little bit higher. I'm sure there's maybe a fiberglass place where you are. Of course, down here in Florida, we got boat builders on every corner. So, perfect. All right. And like I say, the key thing is then to mix it up. And I got my mixing stick. I had to break one off. But as you start stirring it, it'll kind of cloud up a little bit as they're mixing, and you just keep stirring until it gets perfectly clear. Doesn't seem to take too long, but I do like to stir it for a pretty good while. But I've just been really excited about the finish. I may actually even put some on some bowls or something. If it's waterproof, may end up making some vases you can put flowers in. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see about that. But I've got it here. This is the quiet part of it. All right, I think we're about ready. Let's say you can't stir it too much. Got some bubbles in it, but they kind of go away as you start applying it. And just a cheap little old brush works well. And we'll just start applying it. I try to push it up into the cavity there so it makes that seal. All of these I'm doing now have had a coat of shellac, and that's been sanded and cured and sanded, and gives it a hard surface for this stuff to kind of set up on. But you can see from the results, it's pretty slick what you end up with. And it's self-leveling in this mode, so you don't have to worry about, well, you've got to worry about it, but not as much about how you apply it. And stroking on, and at 4 RPM, I guess you do the math on that, you got 15 seconds to get one out, and every now and then you get a hair. Off the brush, yes you do. I'll go around all of them and then come back and double check. That's the firewood. What I've got here is a camphor, which really, yeah, I can tell it's camphor. Those of you who turned it, it's really colorful. And I think this is really going to, pop out that color. A lot of reds and what have you. Done, I'll show you. You're probably wondering how you clean up that edge, and I'll show you that. We'll go back to that brush, really dropping some hair. I'll go back to my soft chuck and show you what I kind of started doing there. Thing's been a real boom to this. Let's brush go off the shed. On this side of this, let's go around. Here on that. That got it. I'll tell you what, I'll kind of cut this off and get the idea. Watching somebody paint isn't exactly a great way to spend an afternoon, but anyway, that's what we're doing, and keep going on this side, and we'll be back when we're ready to take them off. Welcome back. All of the epoxy is dried, as you can see from where I started. Got a lot of hickory ones and some Montana firewood. They all come out very nicely, and these are the last of the hickories. And I tell you, this epoxy, it sets up, and it probably takes a couple hours before it really gets just right. But it's just a super hard, I hope you all can see that, just a beautiful glass-like finish, and it seals that little crack up in there. But I was going to show you what I do if it gets a little bit off in there. Pretty simple way to kind of fix it. And first thing we do is take the tape off, and we'll go over to the lathe, and I'll show you what I do. And yeah, this one's going to need just a little bit of work. No, it's not. It's coming out good. Anyway, I'll see you over at the lathe. All right, back here at the lathe, and remember, just chucked it into my soft jaws. You know, take it back off. But these are the jaws Nova makes. They're some kind of soft plastic, so I just turned them down to fit the inside, and chuck it up. And all I'm concerned about is this little bit of stuff there and over here. Now, stainless steel doesn't have a finish on it; it's just polished. So you start with about 320, and just get a little bitty piece of it, get it swinging, just kind of bump up against it. That's about it. Got all my mugs finished up. Just all these hickory, and I tell you, they really turn out nicely. And then a little bit of touch up, and you're ready to go. It's fun little projects. And got another 6 I've been ordered in Brazilian cherry. Still got to cut the bottom off of this one, but just kind of getting them hollowed out and getting them going. And what I've got here, as I mentioned, with my sink that I did for our bathroom. This is going to be for our, or my bathroom actually. This is going to be for the guest room here at the house, and guest bathroom. And I'm going to coat that with epoxy. It's a piece of camphor sink. And looking forward to getting that done. So that's the double duty of this little machine. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.